I'm going to go rattle through our list of forthcoming games, which we're overviewing, and then I'll come to you, Neil, on it. We start this weekend with Ipswich at home. We have got PSV, our final Champions League game, away next Wednesday. Bournemouth away in the league. They're calling it the Neil Derby or something like that. We'll come through. We'll decide exactly how we're going to bill it later. Spurs in the second leg of the semi-final of the League Cup at home. Plymouth away in the FA Cup before the actual derby at Goodison, the last derby at Goodison. And then we finish this sequence of games, our fourth league game in this sequence, at home to Wolves. Neil, again, it feels, the initial phase of it feels a bit unbalanced to me, that we seem to be forever away from home, although it corrects itself by the end of the month, where it was, I don't know, maybe Arsenal's fixtures are correcting as well. In terms of squad playing time and management and rotation, what have you, what jumps out at me straight away looking at these as a block is that the PSV and Plymouth games are very convenient for us, as were Accrington Stanley and the Tottenham game in the last run.
And arguably the fact that Spurs is Thursday is convenient for us as well, because it allows you to go pretty strong.
Okay.
But still, because earlier on, Ian's made the point that he feels as though they lost rhythm. So what the Spurs game actually offers them, I think, is the idea that you can have a certain group that are playing every 5-6 days, and not the idea that they have an extended period where they don't play. So if we believe that, then we can say the Spurs game actually falls in quite a nice way, because you can go quite strong Saturday to Thursday, and then it's Thursday to Wednesday in terms of the games that, in inverted commas, matter. For me, there's only two games that matter in the run, really. The
two derbies.
The two away games. It's much more about the idea of them as away games as anything else.
I know.
It's huge. I think if Liverpool take 6 points from them, they'll be in a remarkably healthy position by the end of this run. And they are the two games that, from a squad management point of view, from every decision he makes, I think they're the games that are defining. So, for instance, if anyone comes off against Bournemouth and they're maybe not 100% for the Spurs game, well, you don't play them, because if you want them to play Goodison Park, you wrap them up in cotton wool and you go from there. You do what's right for them to get them right for Goodison Park. The game now, from now leading up to Bournemouth, especially the PSV game next week, given the fact that Liverpool will finish first or second in that group, well, you're targeting the best possible fitness for the game at Bournemouth. Because you're going to have to be honoured at Bournemouth. I don't disagree with Jimmy in one sense, in that it wouldn't surprise me if Liverpool's most emphatic victory in this run is actually the away game at Bournemouth. The flip side of it is it's the game, arguably alongside the one against Everton, but I'd say even more so than the one against Everton, that they're most liable to lose. It doesn't take much to imagine Liverpool rock up to Bournemouth and Liverpool win 4-1. It doesn't take much to imagine Liverpool go to Bournemouth and Bournemouth find a way to win 2-1. You sort of struggle with that with the rest of these fixtures, if you see what I mean. I don't think that any of the rest of them sort of have that energy about them. So I think that for Liverpool, for the squad, for the overview, for the idea of what this whole run is, it's about being right for Bournemouth. It's about being right for Everton. And the rest, I think you can do a little bit of make, do, amend, even during games, to get yourselves right, and you can deprioritise. I would love nothing more than to land one on Tottenham after the way that first leg went. But we've got to be grown-ups about this. The bigger game is the one at Goodison Park, and the bigger game is the one at the Vitality.
Well, given the way the fixtures fall, we can have a go at Tottenham, really, because it's a Saturday-Thursday gap, and then Plymouth sit in the middle.
Well, as I say, though, if there's any doubt, if anyone's not 100% for Spurs, you don't go near them. If Salah might not be able to make Tottenham, then you roll with the punches and you say, well, Sam, we're not going to force Salah back for Tottenham.
You take it. It's a no-risks policy.
He goes on to Goodison because it's a much bigger game.
Well, okay, Jimmy, I mean, looking at these fixtures again, as Neil's, I totally agree with him, the two big standouts that you have to be absolutely at our best for are going to be the two away league games. But Ian earlier on said that we may have dropped points against United at the beginning of the year because of lack of rhythm. So it's a tricky one, this one, because I look at it, we've got Ipswich this weekend. We assume he goes with his fullest strength side, 11 as he perceives it to start with anyway. And he's got Bournemouth just 7 days later. Knowing how important that one is, how does he approach PSV? Does he look, you know what I'm going to say, does he go total changes or does he keep players in rhythm?
I think he's going to go a bit mix and match. I think he's going to still have a few, mainstream players in there, but you're going to see Tyler Morton play. You're going to see Quanta play, Endo play. I think you're going to see them type of players play during the PSV game. I think same with Plymouth as well, to be fair.
But you're not going to see Mo Salah?
No, I don't. I think potentially off the bench for PSV, because you know he's a pest for trying to score goals in the Champions League. That's what he wants.